A family tonight searching for answers. Their mother was killed by a young driver when she was crossing the street in Patchogue in 2017. The driver stayed at the scene and was never charged. But the family later learned that that driver may have been distracted, and they say phone records prove it. So why didn't the DA then press charges? 7 on your side investigative reporter Jim Hoffer is here now with more. Jim?
The family blames the Suffolk County District Attorney for dropping the ball here on what they feel is a clear example of a death caused by a texting driver. But this case may also underscore just how difficult it is under New York law to bring charges in texting accidents. On a rainy night, 70-year-old Barbara Rizzi was crossing the street to attend a midnight Christmas mass. Just steps from the curb, she was struck by a car and killed, in an instant changing the lives of the entire Rizzi family.
It truly is heartbreaking. I just miss her terribly.
The Rizzis would have quietly grieved their loss and accepted it as a tragic accident, except for what they learned days later from a police detective.
He said, "Get the phone records. You're going to want to get her phone records."
The Rizzis filed a Freedom of Information request for the 20-year-old driver's phone records. Months later, those records arrived.
Texting, receiving, texting, reading, texting.
The phone records show that in the 3 minutes from the time the young woman leaves her home until she slams into Barbara Rizzi, she sends 11 text messages and reads 8.
To know that this girl got into her car and just rapid fire, text, and took our mom, it's just avoidable, just callous.
But the Suffolk County District Attorney never charged the driver with any infraction, not texting behind the wheel nor reckless driving. Nothing.
They don't look in depth of what occurred that night. This is not a woman who broke her leg and we took her to the hospital and they let her out. She never came home.
The family says the DA told them the accident occurred at 12:04, just over 3 minutes after the driver's last text message at 55 seconds past midnight. But the family disputes the 12:04 accident time based on the driver's statement to police. She told police that immediately after the crash, she, quote, called my mom and my boyfriend. Phone records indicate that call to her mother was made at 12:01:27. Meaning the accident occurred sometime between her last text at 55 seconds after midnight and the call to her mom 32 seconds later, not the 3-minute gap the DA told the family.
I think he was quite surprised when we presented our timeline to him.
The Suffolk County DA's office declined an on-camera interview but did say that, quote, there was insufficient evidence under New York state law to prove causal connection between the driver's conduct and the crash. Suffolk County did, however, indict a driver for assault in a texting case that seriously injured a state trooper the week before Barbara Rizzi was killed. The Rizzis say they just want the same kind of accountability.
She was fully cognizant that her actions and driving with her head down could cause an accident, and she continued to do it anyway.
In the trooper case, there were eyewitnesses to the texting, not so in the Rizzi accident. A spokesperson for the DA's office says it is their legal responsibility to meticulously review the facts of every case through the lens of New York state criminal law, adding, quote, we go where the evidence takes us.